The CB650R Neo Sports Cafe was the first Honda motorcycle to feature the new e-clutch technology. But is it any good? Is it worth it? Is it better than the previous one? In this video, I'm going to share my first impressions riding the CB650R with e-clutch technology and also tell you about its technical features. I'm going to tell you about the changes to the dashboard, colors, price, insurance cost, and much more. I'm Amanda Pagliari, and this is Brazil's most charming motorcycle channel, bringing you the best new releases. I'm here in Campos do Jordão, in the countryside of São Paulo, at Honda's invitation to test this new release. So go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And before we take it for a spin, let's talk about the main changes we've had here for this new generation. Starting with the fully digital dashboard, which is completely new. Okay, it's the same one used in the 500 series, but with different information. There is more information here on this dashboard. As you can see, tachometer, speedometer, gear indicator, and here the fuel gauge. But this dashboard also has 3 display modes. A fun fact, unlike the 500s, which don't have this range information, here on the CB650R you do. Then you can change the dashboard configuration information, for example, the type, right? You can adjust brightness and background here, set to automatic, black, white, etc. This dashboard lacks connectivity, which I'll explain soon. Most importantly, it features e-clutch technology. Hold on, I'll explain how it works in just a moment. What's important is that you know you can turn it off. See? I turned it off, and now it works like a regular motorcycle, but there's a catch, right? Every time you restart the motorcycle, it will activate. This little green A appears here. It means the e-clutch is working. It's activated. And then, if you want to deactivate it again, you come here and turn it off. Another cool thing is the sensitivity of the gear pedal. Yes, you still need to shift gears. Hold on, I'll explain how this new Honda technology works in a moment, but here you have the option to upshift or downshift. You can select hard, medium, or soft sensitivity levels for both upshifting and downshifting.
You can set it however you like. The left handlebar has also been redesigned for the new dashboard.
You can use this button to control the dashboard. Traction control was already available in the previous version. With a simple button, you can deactivate it. And then the little T with a line through it appears, which means the traction control is disabled. Each time you restart the motorcycle, it activates for safety. And to talk about this e-clutch technology, I brought here Luis Gustavo from Honda, who will explain to us about this new technology patented by Honda.
First question, does it have anything to do with the DCT?
Well, Amanda, thank you for the opportunity, and thanks to the Motoplay followers. So yes, we do. Honda's e-clutch is an exclusive technology because it will mainly benefit motorcycle use in urban environments, and you also ensure sportiness during more intense use or in a more sporty riding style. Why? Because you necessarily shift gears without using the clutch lever. Regarding the DCT, what is the basic difference? The DCT is a dual clutch transmission system. So dual clutch transmission, in which I have 2 clutches, one that works with the even gears and another that works with the odd gears. And the DCT also performs the gear shifts.
For you, right?
Exactly. With the e-clutch, you still shift gears like on any regular motorcycle. And with the DCT, besides the transmission behavior modes, which you can use the mode
That's more comfortable to shift later?
Or more sporty. Here you also have the way to shift, the paddles, right? Both to upshift and to downshift. And here, in the case of the e-clutch, you disable the clutch lever. But the whole clutch system, the electronics that operate the clutch, work normally, right? It's agile, fast, safe, and shifts gears like a regular motorcycle.
Cool. So here's a question, right? You even gave a really nice insight during the presentation about the differences between the Quickshifter and this system. Someone asked me, why didn't Honda add the Quickshifter from the start? Is the e-clutch just an advanced Quickshifter? It's not related at all, right? In practice, it's similar because you're going to make the shifts.
Yes.
Disabling the lever here, but actually, in theory, it's different, right?
Yes, totally. Mainly because the Quickshifter is a device that allows you to shift gears, especially at high revs, high rotations. It's very common to use it like on racetracks, on the track, for urban use, For you to start the bike, stop the bike, you can't use the Quickshifter. It doesn't allow it. Why? The engine revs are too low. Here, the E-clutch is used. Both when you start the bike and when you shift into first gear to take off, it's already working and you can take off smoothly. With the Quickshifter, you don't get this functionality of taking off with the bike or stopping without having to use the clutch.
So this system, what do you think? It's a question, right? Whenever there's new technology, it can mean more maintenance or less maintenance.
Clutch durability.
So the durability of the clutch and system, the whole system was actually designed to reduce stress on the transmission gears during gear shifts. So maintenance will likely be similar to a conventional motorcycle, especially regarding the clutch. Why? Is it just disabling the use of the lever? So the condition regarding the clutch disc, the pressure plate and everything else is the usual durability of any motorcycle. And the gearbox, the tendency is to improve durability. Why? For example, those tendencies for jerks when shifting gears will decrease. Sometimes we slip up a little. You're tired, you already burned the clutch, you jerk the coupling, right? In the gear, helping the transmission last longer.
In the introduction video I made on the channel, if you haven't watched it yet, I'll leave the link in the card and also in the description. Go check it out because it complements this one. Many people mentioned a system, the V-Matic, I think. I don't know much about cars. Is this related or not? Because there's an electronic transmission that caused a lot of problems in cars. It has nothing to do with it, right?
It's the technology in some cars, right? They tried, right? They tried to make it an automatic transmission, but it was actually automated. However, they only used a single clutch system, not a dual clutch.
Oh, is that where...
And then the system couldn't fix the jerks in the transmission, and it overloaded the system. So all the vehicles that use the dual clutch transmission system today, like we have on motorcycles, the system works perfectly. Now the systems that use only one clutch disc, then it gets overloaded and doesn't provide the correct durability and functionality of the system.
It has nothing to do with it. After all, the car would shift gears for you. Another system that would be equivalent to the DCT here. It's a whole different thing, right?
That's right.
Changing the subject a little, the dashboard is really beautiful. I think it's really cool. But there's one thing. In the European version, we have connectivity.
Yes.
Why don't we have it in the Brazilian version?
So because the whole process of model approval, especially when we start working with connectivity or frequency wave signals. For example, the coded key has a frequency signal. And all the use of these frequency signals is regulated and approved by agencies responsible for telecommunications. So the connectivity approval process also goes through these agencies. So we are in the process of approval. We are in line to be able to complete the approval process with connectivity for the motorcycles.
It's because actually many people don't know, but the line to approve the motorcycle is really long. And a lot of people say, wow, where's the motorcycle? Where's the motorcycle? It's in line. Sometimes you have to wait a year, especially with manufacturers changing. That's a fun fact if you didn't know, which is to approve even the blessed connectivity here with the dashboard. And then the question is, when they finally approve it, maybe next year or later, will it have to... Is it just an update or not? Only the other versions?
That will largely depend on technology and connectivity.
Is this for today? This panel is the imported kit that's already sold, right?
It depends. For instance, we currently have an approval process in the system. Since these are global models from Honda, let's suppose that some country has more up-to-date technology development, then it might be that a more up-to-date technology comes in. For example, our Goldwing and Africa twin feature Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, which are our best options today. For instance, the CB10000R and XADV750 feature the HSVCs, Honda Smartphone Voice Control System. It works with a large number of apps. It gives you directions on the dashboard.
It's like a turn-by-turn system.
Exactly. So it could be. Today we're working with these technologies. Maybe in a year or two we'll have a more updated technology. Theoretically, we don't necessarily have to change the system. Since we work with electronics, a simple update can often get the system running.
Let's hope so. Thank you, okay?
Thanks, Amanda. See you next time. See you later.
The design has also been revamped. So here we have this new side fairing. This part has been redesigned with an air intake. The tail section has also been redesigned, as well as the seat, which is wider and maybe more comfortable. I'm about to test it and share my impressions while riding it. The headlight cover was also modified. Another thing that changed was the chassis. Just a little bit. It's lighter. However, because of this system here, the E-clutch, what happened? It became 5.2 kilos heavier, unfortunately. And also to accommodate this new weight, this new setup, the rear suspension was raised a little, 2 millimeters, and the front was recalibrated. But it's still Showa with the separate function fork, big piston system, which separates the hydraulic and mechanical functions in each fork. And just like in the previous version, this generation still doesn't have adjustments, so we didn't have any significant changes here. Suspension, inverted telescopic fork at the front, and at the rear, it still has a monoshock with preload adjustment. We had small changes in the engine. It's still the same as the previous generation. An inline 4-cylinder, very nice, with 649 cubic centimeters. However, because of Pro Mode 5, it lost some horsepower, so it ended up losing a bit of power. It's 86.7 horsepower at 12,000 RPM and 5.8 kgfm torque at 9,500 RPM. In addition, there was a change in the torque and power delivery map. Other than that, it remains the same. It was already full LED in the previous version, with the front turn signals always on to indicate to the vehicle in front of you that it's a motorcycle. Pretty cool, that's it. And they also have automatic turn signal cancellation and emergency stop signal system. When sudden braking occurs at a certain speed, the electronics calculate this. The rear blinkers will automatically activate to indicate to the vehicle behind you that there was some emergency, some need for attention. It does this automatically. We also didn't have any changes to the brakes. It still has dual discs in the front and a single disc in the rear with missing calipers. Just like in the previous version, this generation still has an assist and slipper clutch. The slipper technology prevents the rear wheel from locking up when there's a sudden downshift. Now that I've covered everything about this launch, let's ride. I'll show you here how it works. It's in yellow here. We're in neutral. The green here means it's in neutral parked, and here the E-clutch is working.
Gear here, press down. The bike didn't stall.
If I press here, look, it already goes, see? At any moment, I can press the clutch. Look, I pressed the clutch. It's already gone. Here, the small A indicates the clutch is working. Normally. So look, if you want to use it like a regular motorcycle, just keep the clutch here, see, and keep shifting. I stopped. See? Usually, change gears here, move over there. I released it, right? What's going to happen? Look, it's back. Here, turn on the little A, right? I downshifted without pressing the clutch, stopped in first gear. Look, the bike didn't stall, okay? Because the little A is activated. Since I'm not really used to the Quickshifter, my bike has it, right? But I end up not using it because most bikes don't have it. So my brain has already associated pulling the clutch and shifting gears there. If that happens, you come here. Oh, I'm going to downshift. Nothing will happen. You pressed, it momentarily turned off the system there, but then it will come back automatically. So no problems. The pedal is really soft in the soft mode, right? I left the sensitivity there, both up and down. And it goes in like butter, especially when going up. You just give it a little tap there and it already goes in. And the coolest thing, at any revolutions per minute range. For example, I'm going to accelerate here. Look, okay? I went down. Don't do this, okay? I downshifted. The gear engagement was precise. Other than that, guys, it's the same bike. I mean, the same 4 cylinders that we already know from the CB650R. It's the same chassis, mechanics. Not much has changed, so you could say it's the same bike, just with more technology. And 4 cylinders feel so good, right? This exhaust here is original, isn't it? The muffler. It's amazing. And this Honda engine is very progressive, really nice to ride. It doesn't have any riding modes like the competitors. So it could have a mode, for example, Sport and Rain, it could, but it doesn't. So for that person who's just starting out in the world of big bikes, the super sports, the more powerful nakeds, this bike can be a good entry option into this universe since it's a fun bike. But it helps you, no, in my opinion, it doesn't harm the rider. Top speed of the CB650. What could it be? According to Honda, they measured it at the Mawa Institute, 194 kilometers per hour on the speedometer. That's the dashboard, her dashboard. We're talking about real speed measured by Global Positioning System. Yeah, but according to Honda, there's not much. And then maybe on a road, an endless straight, you might be able to go over 194 kilometers per hour real Global Positioning System, okay? There's also info like 0-100 and fuel consumption. I'll leave it here on the screen so you can see these numbers that Honda measured and shared with us. Man, this bike is really stable for taking curves, look. Really nice to ride. It's a very fun bike for you to ride on roads with lots of low speed curves. A 650 will give you more fun than 1,000. So 650 or 1,000? Amanda, look, aside from the technology, all these new features, man. If you're going to ride on highways like this, if you like a lot of curves, the 650 will be a lot more fun because it's lighter. It doesn't have a ton of low-end torque by E, but you don't even need a lot of torque to ride in places like this. Yeah, the price is a big obstacle for many people who want to buy not just the CB but other motorcycle models too. But hey, don't go anywhere because in just a bit I'm going to tell you how you can buy your CB650R 2026 with no interest, no down payment, with an installment of just a little over $500 in an exclusive deal for my subscribers, okay? I'll put the link in the description and I'll explain soon. Stay tuned. Just a reminder, guys, this is a first impressions video. There will be a standard Motoplay review video with the pros and cons. So go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Turn on the notification bell so you'll be the very first to know as soon as that video comes out, okay? Well, these are just my first impressions at the invitation of Honda, but now let's wrap up the video with the insurance cost, colors, price, and much more. Here I am pressing the clutch. Isn't that cool? Just to wrap up about the E-clutch, I thought that, look. When you want to control the motorcycle at low speed, like when you're starting out, right? Especially in first or second gear, you can squeeze the clutch easily, see and control the bike smoothly. And what did I think of this launch? Well, I'll start with the points for improvement. Unfortunately, it doesn't have any kind of 12-volt outlet, USB or USB-C. I think that for the price, right? Given this motorcycle's size, it should have one. Even the CG Titan has an outlet, so this should too. And connectivity on the dashboard, just like the European version, I think these are things that we're missing, maybe in the future. Speaking about this new technology, e-clutch, I believe it adds value. The hardcore motorcyclist who shifts gears manually without a quick shifter won't notice any difference. The person can keep pressing the clutch and shifting, and there won't be any problem at all. It's a technology designed to help. Unlike the DCT's automated modes, here you have full control, no automatic shifting. And the good thing is that it doesn't stall, right? Whether it's because in your daily life you're in traffic. Who hasn't stalled their bike taking off at a stoplight, especially beginners who feel a bit nervous? It combines the best of both worlds by offering more technology and accessibility. And of course, without losing that authentic feeling of being in control of the motorcycle. I think I like this system more than the automated one. That's my opinion. But if you take a test ride or if you have one, right? Share your thoughts on e-clutch technology in the comments. I'd like to hear your opinion. Will other Honda motorcycles get this technology, or will the competition also follow this legacy? Write it down here below. And these were my first impressions riding the brand new CB650R e-clutch. There will be a full Motoplay style review video covering both positives and negatives. Measuring city and highway fuel consumption, the full review I always provide on the channel. Subscribe now, because once I get it from Honda and spend about a week with it, you'll see it firsthand. But you need to have the notification bell turned on. And it's available in 3 colors, with a suggested retail price starting at 58,270 Rs. So that's it. If you liked the video, leave a like and share it with your friends. New technology on the market deserves to be shared. I asked Honda the questions, right? Why didn't it come with connectivity? It deserves your like, so click down here, share, leave a like, and of course subscribe to the channel. If you're not subscribed yet, up here there's a really cool video for you, and down here another one. See you next time. Moto Kiss.